of our series. To access episodes 1 to 4, click right here and you'll be able to do that. We've talked about a lot of stuff. Kate Upton, blonde girls, anxiety, a lot of amazing tips on meditation, which was in episode 4. And we've also talked about pain points of the Eastern culture, how we need to be validated by our parents and our communities, and what we do, the solutions, the strategies, the specific tips of how to overcome those anxieties and solve these major sufferings. In this episode, we talk about self-awareness. Now, I learned that self-awareness is a big, big thing practically, but more recently through Gary Vee. Gary Vaynerchuk is one of our mentors, and he talks about this stuff in his book, as well as his just his online presence, his social media. And it's basically you needing to know who you are in order to solve your problems, in order to know what strategies to use to actually overcome whatever your pain is. That is what is self-awareness to me. How do you define it?
Yeah, that's exactly how I would define it. Just noticing, and you're aware, you're mindful of what's going on with yourself.
Got it. And in episode 4, we talked about how you were educating us about meditation, and you were talking about being self-aware of your breath.
Yes. That would be the anchor, which I use through meditation. Being self-aware, you're just noticing what's going on with you. I mean, you may notice your own thoughts, your own emotions. You may reflect back and notice, hey, I said this to so-and-so. And, I said it in this way. Oh, I'll change my tone, or, I didn't notice this during that time, but, whatever.
Gotcha. Now, I'll tell a little bit about how I have sort of whatever self-awareness I have now, I didn't have 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Neither did I have it 5 years ago. Yeah. I would say my self-awareness journey started about 2.5 years ago. It was around September of 2013.
Wow, you really pinpounded to the date.
Yeah.
So how did you get to that realization? This is interesting.
Yeah, because, okay, so I would say there's actually 2 steps of self-awareness, like a shitty step and then like a real step.
Okay.
The shitty step happened in 2010, around October, when I published my first amazing paper in Journal of Neuroscience.
Yeah.
That paper kind of put me on the map of being a legit scientist and being a leader in my field, right? So when I would go to a conference, people would notice me, and I was like, I'm really good at academics.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really good at this neuroscience experiments, analysis, publishing papers, and doing presentation stuff. Right? So that specific aspect of my identity, I became aware of, self-awareness, but such a small part of my identity. But becoming aware of that in 2010 October allowed me to take a step back and say, is this really going to allow me to accomplish my goals?
Yeah.
Right? Like the major goal being Kate Upton.
Yeah.
Obviously, right? And honestly, that's how I felt. That's how I was like, look, if I'm a scientist, if I am nerding out, will I be able to put myself in a position to get Kate Upton? Like, I literally had that mindset, right? And I was like, no, I'm not. Because I don't know any scientist with hotties as girlfriends or just like fuck buddies or whatever. Like, I don't know any scientists like that. So I was like, you know what? I've accomplished this part of my life. I'm pretty good at this academic stuff. Now what I need to do is focus on all this other stuff, the other pain points, so I can become more self-aware.
You never notice all that stuff in the past, see? Now that you understand it, you could tweak different things, make changes. And that's what you're going to notice through having your self-awareness.
That's right. Now, what I want to ask you is, obviously, our self-awareness is going to evolve throughout our whole life. 10 years from now, we're going to be aware of ourselves more than we are now. But for you, what are the top maybe one or two things that you weren't aware of about yourself 5 years ago and now you are?
No, yeah. I would say obviously we progress, or for myself, I progress way more and more to be more self-aware, but within the last 5 years, I would probably say my stress level, which is very important to me.
Wow.
That's probably the number one thing. Through meditation, I've caught myself with a really tight neck and a lower back.
Wow.
That's maybe from working out and then just stress-related work. And I may be living with that, on a normal day-to-day basis, but you may not catch that and be aware of it until like later on, which happened to me. And because I've noticed that, I have to stretch more, to like actually warm up a lot more, get massages and like those deep tissue massages, do those actual dynamic stretches and mobility, things like that are like so small, were a major impact for me.
Wow.
I have a what's one of those balls that you roll around?
Lacrosse.
Lacrosse ball. Yeah. Just that little, mini ball. I use that for my back, and it's a game changer, major game changer.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, self-awareness is so interesting because it kind of makes you wake up in the morning happy. That's how I feel, right? Like right now, we're gonna talk about this soon, but I'm moving to Miami on Monday. I'm gonna drive to Miami. I love Miami so much. We were there together for 3 weeks. I was just there last week for 10 days, and I just fell in love with Miami. Now, what I wanna figure out is, because of my self-awareness, I know what I'm really fucking good at. And I know what is gonna allow me to provide the most value to you guys and the rest of the world.
See, you notice that. Even for some people, they don't even notice that. So you may have a strength that you're not even aware of, or you have a weakness that you know nothing about. And wouldn't that hurt you as you go through life, and you wouldn't be able to progress because of that?
Got it. Yeah, in episode 3, I talked about 2 or 3, I don't remember. I talked about the fact that I always go extreme.
Yeah.
Right? And how I feel is sometimes we can go extreme on our weak points, or we can go extreme on our strong points. So like, for example, my strength as an academic was being a neuroscientist and being really good at experimenting and analyzing data and publishing results. I was fucking good at it. And what I could have done is just go extreme into that paradigm forever. Because I was extreme in it. My master's and PhD, 10 years of grad school, right? In one of the best labs in the world. And because of that extremism, I kind of went the other extreme and focused on that, which was my weakness, right? Like, having high testosterone levels was my biggest weakness. I had testosterone levels of an 82-year-old man 3 years ago, right? Now, that was my weakness, so I went all in on the other side because of self-awareness, right? But the tricky thing is, how are you supposed to use self-awareness, focus on strengths, provide value to the world, love what you do, and have a higher purpose, and be healthy, like be actually happy with a capital H, as some people say, right? Now, what I want to ask you is, how have you been, because what I feel is through your meditation education, you found it. You're really good at it. You're providing real value to the world that's like tangible and practical. You love doing it, and it is achieving a higher purpose. So how did you get there? Like, how did you figure out? Because none of us know how to do that.
It's just a little bit more time and energy into it. I've thought about it a little more, right? You could say, I could say I wasn't very self-aware when I was working out in high school, right? I was a power lifter.
Yeah.
Of course, I go in, I do the workouts.
Yeah.
I got really strong. I was very good.
Yeah.
Competing, doing very good regionally, and getting very strong. But it was like I wasn't consciously, okay, I'm gonna really do this and like kill and do very good. I just went in and did the systems because I had in place that was there. It was my school, my high school. If I were to really look back then, if I was like, okay, if I really sat down and thought consciously and be aware, okay, I'm at this weight, my health is at this point, my testosterone was at this point. If I had the Doc testosterone plan then, maybe I would have killed it even more, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just, where does your thought and energy go? And I've been pretty much thinking and very much aware of myself ever since I was a kid. Part of it really hurt because I'm an introvert, and having too many thoughts and worrying about so much different things, past and future, that's preventing you from being in the moment. But what I also got from my own strength or weakness, you could say, seeing things at different angles and different possibilities, it's helped me with my creativity. So I've used that energy in other ways to leverage that to get towards my own journey. So how I got into being more aware and teaching and giving this gift of meditation, I did it on my own. And then eventually I've noticed that I want to make it into a better system to present to other people, and I just put more thought and energy into it. I mean, of course, I've had many discussions with myself, thinking, is this even practical? Can I actually help people? And you've seen me go through this journey. It was like, is this worth it? Can I even make a living? Can I, continue doing this for so long? Maybe it's just for me only. Is it actually helpful for other people? And all those other pillars that you talk about to actually live a more fulfilled life and to give back to the world.
Got it. In episode 4, we talked about specific strategies for meditation. Now, what I want to know is, do you think self-awareness can be kick-started, or like a spark in self-awareness, if someone focuses on their breath and meditation?
For sure. I mean, you very know the science behind it. If you sit down, probably one of the easiest and most practical form of meditation is being mindful. Sitting down 5 minutes and being aware of your breath as an anchor. And then you'll start to be more aware throughout your day, which is being mindful. And then, I'm sure the science is, you work on your brain, and it, the prefrontal cortex is activated, right?
Yeah.
Because of it.
Yeah.
And there's, the science is there.
Yeah. One thing that I've learned, just practically from myself, from especially like dynamic meditation, is by doing those strategies, I'm able to be aware that self is the universe.
There's
right?
a connection to it.
Yeah. So so one thing we do a lot of it's called opening your sex center, which is like your pelvic floor. You're thrusting a lot, right? And as you're doing that, you're sometimes your hands are up and you're doing like hoo, 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 hoo. So you're doing this like chakra meditation.
Yeah.
And what I found is, after that 1 hour of that meditation, I lose sense of myself. Right? It's like, it's almost being one with the universe for like maybe a split second, or just like during the last 15 minutes of celebration where we dance.
Yeah.
And during that time, I'm just like walking around, I'm dancing and stuff with music, and I just feel that I'm one with everything, right? So in that aspect, it's self-awareness makes you aware that there is no self.
Yeah, and that gets to a way more advanced and complex next level stuff as you progress through the journey of meditation. And that's, the experience that you've had.
Yeah.
Was, a profound experience.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's great. And
and that's another form of being, an active meditation. You're walking, you're dancing. Meditation comes in like so many different forms. It's reflection,
Gotcha.
visualizations, you planning out throughout your day, strategically in your mind. There's so many different processes to think and to not think, and I lump all of this as meditation. And for sure, you can learn way more about it through my own channel. So check that channel out through there.
Yeah, check out Meditation Misfits channel. The link is in the description below. If you like this video, click on the thumbs up button. Also subscribe to the Doc Testosterone channel. You'll learn a lot about how to boost your testosterone naturally. A lot of free tips and specific strategies to help you today in terms of sleep, diet, exercise. It's all here on this channel. So check that out. And also share this with your friends. If you have your loved ones that may not be self-aware or they're on that journey towards self-awareness, forward this video to them. And what we want you to do is comment below and let us know, what is your journey of self-awareness? What do you think self-awareness is? And what specific strategies have you uncovered to become more self-aware? Because we don't know everything. We want to learn from you too, right? We're a group, we're a community, we're a tribe. We learn from each other. So engage with us. Let us know what you think is the best strategies to become more self-aware. Last word, sir. This is episode 5, the last episode.
Last chapter. So make sure to check out the channel and then let us know if you want to see more of us together.
Yeah, let us know, man. What do you think? And we're going to take your feedback into account because that's all we have. What you guys say, we want to provide value to you guys. Any other questions that you have that you want us to cover in future videos, specifically things that belong to something that for an Eastern person, someone who comes from let's call it like a suppressed, repressed background, who wants to dominate in the world and some shit is holding you back, some pain points, we will help you overcome that, and we're gonna be all in this together. So let us know that. We're gonna end it here. This is episode 5. That's Meditation Misfit. This is Doc Testosterone, and we will see you next time.